Good aim for that one. Good aim for that one.
Yeah.
Balance on the top, is it?
Somebody would be going in all the time, wouldn't they?
Yeah, I expect so. You know, 70.
Mark, when he used to go in
He'd have filled one up himself. I don't know what he used to do in there, but he done something wrong.
I can remember, if I saw him go in there, I was just at this.
I popped down to
Hold on to it till late.
go down to the other one. What's it called? Oh yeah, I have to duck here.
Like a pencil still.
No, got it.
Yeah, that's no point.
I'm alright still.
Just a brief stop here. It's actually in another toilet recess. The actual recess is going to be bigger than this. This is just a mock-up of a first aid post for minor injuries. We know there were 3 of these around the system, but one of the branch tunnels also led to the old Ramsgate hospital. So you could actually bring people out from the air raid tunnel system to the hospital, and theoretically you could evacuate people from the hospital into the tunnel system. Original sort of 1939 materials there as well. So one of the 3 first aid posts.
Must be quite about the town for now, mustn't it?
Yeah, I would have thought it would be. An old bike.
That's not original. That's not
It's
original.
not original. I've seen this in pictures. I've seen this before.
We've left the main tunnel with a semicircle around the town centre. This is a short branch tunnel that leads up to one of the 12 public entrances. When we started the tour, effectively we're at the foot of a cliff, and I've said it was also we were under Victoria Road. Victoria Road gradually rises, and at this point, effectively, we're under a ridge. We're under a hill, we're under a ridge. So this is the deepest point in the air raid tunnel system, and this is the deepest entrance. We're 75 feet underground, about 22 metres underground at the moment. You'll notice this approach tunnel is slightly wider than the main tunnel lower down. The staircase is broad, handrail in the middle, and it's a long way up to the surface, 75 feet. There are 3 identical sets of steps like this. So it's up one flight, there's a landing, there's a right angle bend, another flight, another landing, another right angle bend, and that takes you up to the surface. I suppose when you come up to the surface, it's opposite the church called Holy Trinity Church, and there's a change of brickwork in the wall now, opposite Holy Trinity Church. It's the Arklow Square entrance, and Arklow Square is a little sort of area of greens with 1 or 2 trees, like a small park in a way. Brimble put in the right angle bends because the entrances were to be left open all the time, and if a bomb fell near the entrance, Glass could enter the beginning of the tunnel system, but with the right angle bend would prevent glass and shrapnel from going any further. So if the siren had sounded and you were trying to get down into the tunnel system as quickly as you could, once you got beyond that first right angle bend, you should actually be safe. Working the other way, this first right angle bend would mean that any lights from the tunnel system would not be seen on the outside. In a blackout situation, but that was so important. So Brimble really did think things through in terms of the design for the tunnel system. If I could take you back now to Saturday the 24th of August 1940, the Blitz of Ramsgate, the worst day of the war for Ramsgate and for nearby RAF Manston. It was during the Battle of Britain when the Germans were trying to destroy RAF fighter bases in southern England. And Manston Airport, RAF Manston as it was then, is only about 5 miles away, 8 kilometres away from where we're standing. It was fine weather that day, first bit of fine weather after an unsettled spell, and people knew that Germans would be coming. But Manston was the main target. There were a number of raids on Manston that day. Late in the morning, a formation of German aircraft came over from their base near from their base near Paris. The RAF had been unable to break up the formation. Manston was heavily bombed and effectively written off the map in terms of fighter command airfield. A second wave of German aircraft followed, and that was the formation that attacked Ramsgate and bombed Ramsgate. Now, there are different ideas why that happened. One idea was there was an armed trawler stationed off Ramsgate, and the armed trawler claimed to have shot down 2 of the German aircraft in the formation, including the group commander's aircraft. And then the German aircraft turned and in retaliation bombed Ramsgate. But the actual answer lies with Manston. The second wave were also due to attack Manston. But Manston would have been obliterated, really, or shrouded with clouds of chalk dust and smoke, so they couldn't see the target. The second group as well was under much more pressure from the RAF, and we know that 4 German bombs were shot down from that formation, including the group commander's aircraft. So the formation was under a lot more pressure. We know there's some regrouping and coming in again, and then the town was bombed. Now, I think there was some targeted bombing, because they tried to hit the railway viaduct going into Ramsgate station. They missed it, but there was a lot of damage to surrounding housing. They successfully bombed the gasworks, and again, surrounding housing was badly affected. And then for some reason, this area between where we're standing and the harbour was also heavily bombed. There's nothing really there worth bombing at all. And the same group of aircraft as well also attacked Ramsgate Municipal Airport, the civil airport, civil airfield on the Ramsgate Forces border, dropping 60 bombs, effectively wrecking that as a grass airfield. 31 people were killed, 10 were seriously injured, and there were 49 other injuries. Fortunately, most people were safe because they were down here within the tunnel system. Both the mayor and ABC camp were caught up with the raid. They weren't down in the tunnels that they did so much to create. They were in the council offices. The mayor's part suffered blast damage, and where Dick Brimble was with his staff, the building actually collapsed above them. But he and his staff were in a reinforced cellar, and they escaped unscathed. But the mayor and Dick Brimble and his staff came together outside in Albion Place, covered in dust, pretty shaken, and apparently the mayor took the party down into the remains of the mayor's parlour, broke out the whiskey, had a whiskey each. That helped to restore them, and then they set to work trying to help the town and its townspeople. Right, I'd like to just come down past you now, and we'll move back down to the next tunnel. We'll turn to the left. This is where we need to put the lights on, so I can see the garden section.